Hi, and welcome to this free case study where we are going to talk about how you can increase sales in your team. My name is Katrina. I am from Sweden and I've been working with sales and sales management for a very long time, 30 years. I started my sales career as a sales rep myself. I was working on clean commission. I was selling ads on a white plastic folder where you can put your telephone book inside. Yeah, I know, long time ago, and it was not easy, I tell you. Well, and it wasn't easy. I find it really difficult and really hard, and I did not feel like a born seller at all. And after 25 people hanging up on the phone when I was trying to get out to come out and get a meeting, I went out, sat on a stone, and it was there I got my light bulb moment on sales. I somehow managed to change my mindset and change my focus. And that helped me so much that I sold for 92,000 in that week. And that was a long time ago, 96. So for me, it was quite a lot of money. And I had 25% on that. So that I was very happy and I felt fantastic. And as many good sales reps, I was offering to become a sales manager, starting up a new country in Denmark for this specific company. And after that, I have worked with quite a lot of teams building up from scratch. I worked for the Danish tele company for some years. I was building up their yellow pages, their online department, and I used this framework I'm going to talk about and all my experiences who I had from being a sales rep myself. And I think that helped me to get such a good results. I managed to build up the online department, Yellow Pages, going from 0 to 25 million in 2 years. And then I was moving to Sweden as they bought an online company there and built that up from 2 people and 2 million to 65 millions in their online department. And that take me to my book. I wrote a book about this framework and around how to manage your teams. And it's called Become the Boss Everybody Wants to Work For. And it's all about my campaign formula or my method. And it's not as difficult actually to become a good boss. It's all about communication really, and to give your teams and your employees the tools they need. But we're going to talk about that a bit later on. I'm now a coach and a consultant helping other businesses and also entrepreneurs when they're growing, and some just want to have a good sales training, and this is what we're going to talk about in this event and in this study, the sales training. But I thought I have so much materials and so much tools and experience in all sorts of situations you will come across when leading teams and are involved with staff and other people. And I know also how lonely you can be and that you don't always have that time for everything. So including leading your team, making a budget, maybe growing your business, the strategy, and then you should also have a education plan. So that's what I'm helping a lot of other businesses with. A bit about you, because this is what this is all about. It's about you. So do you recognize any of these? Your sales team aren't hitting targets, or sales and profits are stagnant. You find it hard to recruit the right people. You are in an endless loop of hiring and firing. Or what used to work isn't working now. If it does, I think you should stick around, because what we're going to achieve today is to teach you how you can increase sales, but by at least 50% in your team. and how to reduce people leaving your company or your team, or phoning or messaging that they are sick. How you can improve the motivation in the team and the confidence. And I think that's what sales is a lot about, to give them the tools and the education so they become confident in the business, the product, and how to sell and how to be out there with the clients or on the phone. We're also going to discuss when I'm saying increase cross-selling, what I mean then is if you are having the right mindset and the culture in your team, they will help each other. You need to get that nice competition culture in the team. And you can do that if you've got the right mindset, the culture in that team. They start to help each other and they will start to sell, help each other with the clients. So that's what I mean about cross-selling. We also is coming through how you can be more efficient in your team, how to structure every day, what to do when, to get that more like an automation. So everybody knows what to do and when to do. It's so efficient. And also to be the boss that everyone wants to work for. And to make some more money. I'm going to start to talk a little bit about my campaign framework. And this is the whole framework really. And if you get all this right, you will get so much. You will get such a good result, sales results. And it's alpha omega to have some frames to work inside. And it's a combination of education, culture, follow-up, and lots of motivation. The culture and values are so important for your foundation because strong values create the right culture, and you need to have the right corporate culture for you to get everyone with you. Companies that succeed with value efforts and those get the right spirit have a much greater chance of creating growth and profit. It's a reality. I don't know in your team or your business, perhaps you have a lot of sentences, but you need to have more than fine words. If values are to be communicated, they must be defined in words, but it cannot stay there. In order for employees to benefit from the values, they must be transformed into desirable and concrete behaviors. And by ensuring that there is a common culture and shared values, everyone can work towards the same goal. We're going to talk about what I mean about autonomy, and that's to give them the opportunity to have the freedom to find their own way to reach their sales goals. By giving them a good introduction of the job and business so they feel welcome. Explain your expectations to them, your business policies, what's okay and what's not, how you want the work to be done. And let them do their own plans, how to reach their goals, because then they will be much more committed and they feel like they are a part of something. The mindset, that really needs to be right. You can train and educate 24/7, but if they are blocked with negativity and allow themselves to find all excuses of why they fail, excuses relate to everything around them instead of about them, you will not get the result you want. So schedule a lot of mindset training in your team. Performance management. Good action plans and activities in your focus areas generates results. If you have a good plan, which includes education, training programs for each focus area you have in your team, you will have control over the quality in your team. I used to have 4 focus areas: employees, processes, innovations, and customers or clients. And maybe not start maybe with just 1 or 2 to start with. But it's also really important with participation, communication, and information. I mean that through effective information and communication at the right time, the employees will feel that they are involved and have the opportunity to have their say. Training and competency development. Every employee must be given ongoing training, competence development, and the opportunity for personal development. And if you have that, and if you do that, you will also have them to stay for longer, because they can see the benefit to be in your team, and they can see it benefits them and their own development. Align vision and expectation. Make not only your vision and goals visible on a cover pot. It should be a part of everything. How you act and treat each other in the business and team. I believe that what is important here is that everyone can see how achieving the vision and goals also benefits them. And as I said before, if you let the employees devise their own plans how to reach their goals, you will not only get a lot of goodwill, you will also have a high level of engagement. And the best part is that no employees could then say afterwards, "What did I tell you? It could not be done." Inspire by making work fun. You need to schedule some fun and inspiration, as your sales reps are an extension of your business and need to perform the best when are in contact with clients. They need to be refilled to keep up the good work. Introduce your ground rules so they know what's okay and what's not, how you want the work to be done. That will keep so much misunderstanding out. And misunderstanding also often leads to conflicts. And if you look after your employees and nurture them through education and training, you will not get only much better results. You will also get more loyal employees as they feel that you look after them. Make a good education and training program for your staff. You just want to make sure that they see the training and education as something they would benefit from, like higher salary or expertise, self-confidence, less stress, or just a happy boss. Right, this is a little bit about my framework. But today we're going to focus on the N, the education, and the 7-step plan to train sales teams. Right, I'm going to make a bold statement. If it's not good enough, it's not your people, it's you. Well, it's not necessarily you personally, but have you given your team the training, the structure, tools, and environment to succeed? I mean, I can say this because I've been there myself. I remember I was a sales director for this online department, and it did really well for 2 years. And then suddenly everything stopped and stagnant, and I didn't think I got the results I wanted. And I started to think that my staff was not good enough, and they didn't do what I expect them to do. But I came across this book. Many have probably heard of it, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and started to read that. And the cold truth came over me that it was not my staff's fault, it was mine. I figured out that I either hadn't recruited the right people, or if I had recruited the right people, I hadn't given them the environment, the training and tools to succeed. So it's really important to get this framework and this education plan up. But back to you. We're going to talk a bit about leadership. And a good leader knows their own brand. And what I mean with that is, well, it's not. If you just, Jeff Bezos, he says it's so good that your personal brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. And I think it's important to stop up and think, who do I want to be as a leader? Because you need that respect of your employees and staff if you want them to follow you and do everything for you. So be authentic and don't try to be someone you are not. Be a coach that instills self-esteem in others, and they will grow with you. Right, we are going to talk about a hurdle race today, and I call it the hurdle race is because it's some hurdles they need to get over to get that sales. I mean, if they're not prepared enough, they will not close the sale. If the relationship with the clients are not there, they will not close the sales either. So this is a 7-step plan that I train my sales reps in and help me grow very quickly and really do some good sales results in my teams. So the 7 steps are preparation, relationship, how to put the agenda, the hook and the teaser on the meeting, on the call, the needs analyze to find that thing that will make the clients to buy, the argumentation, the selling points, the solution, and how to close the sales. Right, so let's dig in. Right, the first one, preparation. I did a lot of that with my reps, how to prepare themselves before the call. I think the more prepared they are, the easier it is for close to get that sales. I try as much, let them do as much research as they can about the client. So they got a feel about him and try to find that perfect fit for them. I mean, it's so easy nowadays. It's not like when I was selling that plastic phone and we still use the telephone book. I mean, it's so much easy to find so much information now. So train them to do a lot of research about the client so they've got a feel about him. So they know how, so they have this thing about how I'm going to speak to the client, what can I talk to him about, can I find something already here, what I think could be a good fit and solution for him, just so they know it, so they know how to ask questions later when we come later on in the training. And when I say I put quite a lot of work with this to find your own unique selling points, or at that time, my business's unique selling points on the products. If I find that often, what they fail is when they don't talk about the benefits and what use it is for the client. They are so focused about talking about all the good stuff you can do in the company, but it's what it could do for the customer and the client. So find your own unique selling points. Why are you different? What makes you so good? Why are you a better solution for clients instead of somebody else in the same niche? What can you solve in a better way that will benefit the clients? So you define your own unique selling points. That will also help the sales rep to become more confident, because you're going to think, wow, we are so good at this company. We really do some good stuff. So that's really good. And make them do a checklist so they are prepared before the call or before that sales meeting, so nothing is forgotten. Everything is there, what they need to do and have before the meeting or on the meeting or before the sales call. And then is this right mindset. Yeah, I look my brand. Yeah, my company is called Right Mindset. I mean, it's so important, especially when you're working with sales, that they got that mindset right, because they really do have to be the best them. So, put a lot of, if you have that team, a good atmosphere, have some fun, have some, do it, that atmosphere so it's vibrating, because, or do it as positive feeling as possible, and make sure that you give them the right tools and the confidence, so they have that mindset that they're going to go out there and do it as good as possible and looking forward to it. I'm just going to take some water. Right. And the other training I did have was how to build that relationship with the client, how to build that human connection. And I did train actually quite a lot with role plays when they came in, and when it's so different what kind of organizations you have, and maybe you have your key accounts, and they will hate to do that. But maybe then you can have something else, that you take some new ones that are with somebody who's really good at getting connection. But it's a lot of the first seconds, how to walk, how to look somebody in the eye. And also, I think if you are confident, everybody loves people who are confident. And it's difficult being. It's a very big difference between being confident or being big-headed. So that's not what I'm talking about. Confident is when you are grounded, right? And try to find that human connection. And it could be these the first couple of moments, how you walk, how you talk, how you take that hand, and that hook, that common ground. Have you got anything in common? Now, if they are good prepared with the customer, they could say something quite quickly that the customer can relate to. Something is not, and it's always, of course, important how they occur. Otherwise, how they talk on the phone with their voice, or how they are dressed, and how they look when they come out there. Right. So now they got that connection, and what I meant with that relationship is when you come out into somebody, or if you're giving somebody a call, I think it's necessary to find that common ground, that common hook, something the other person can relate to. And what I taught my sales reps when I have had both fields and key accounts, and also working on the telephone telesale, is that people want to know where you're ringing from, hello, who you are and what you're ringing from, and why you're phoning them. Why should they listen? And these three parts, I think, it's important that you put that down and train that with your rep. Who are calling, what they're calling from, and why should the customer talk to them? What do they want? And they need to say that very quickly, so the other on the other line can say, "Oh, right, yeah, that sounds good. I want to listen more." Right, the agenda and the teaser. This is the business chat-up line. What can you find to say to that client that you think, yeah, that sounds interesting. I like to know more. And find a flattery selection. I mean, everybody, if they are prepared and if they can find something about a company they like, and say something good and flattery, something good about something the client have done, or something about their business. Everybody likes that. Everybody wants to have a bit of flattery. So that's important. And also the purpose of your call. Why is this client chosen? Why do you want to call him or her? Or in the meeting, why did you want to have a meeting with them? You need to say something so they understand. Why did you want to go out and get a meeting with them and not somebody else? And that could be, well, we're working with other companies in the same niche, and I went in to have a look at your site and read a bit about you. And I found that you have a really interesting business. And I wanted to come out and see if we could be a good fit, because we're helping others in the same niche, for example. And when you go to the agree agenda and structure, and what I mean with that is, if you can train the sales reps with that confidence to say, right, they are here, they come so far, and it's really good. Now they want to sit down and have control over the meeting. So when they say, great, is it okay with you? I normally have my meetings like this. I would just like to know a bit about you. So I want to ask you quite a questions to make sure that I can talk about the right solution, if there is one, for you. Is that okay with you? And if the client says yes, then the sales rep has control over the sales meeting. And as number 4, I put needs analysis. And selling, well, this is how I see sell, is to find a good solution for a client. And it's not me being pushy and forcing people to buy. I rather have sellers finding a really good solution. And to do that, you really need to ask a lot of questions. Because selling is not telling. I mean, you need to be a bit of Sherlock Holmes. You need to find that thing, that challenge or that need that you know that one of your products and services is going to help this client with. And to figure that out, really, really need to ask a lot of questions. And if you have that good, if you've done all the trainings right before, the sales reps have done everything before, I mean, the clients are open. And if you said, I would like to ask some more, I've read about this, can you tell me a little bit about this? This sounds so interesting. And they start, and then you have to try and find, oh, right, so is it this area? No, it's fine with that. So try to find and really train them to find that thing, the challenge, the need, something's going wrong, some opportunities they want to have help with, something they can do a bit better. Maybe they have tried something before, what has worked, what has not worked. So you will have that clear thing, or the sales rep have that clear thing about, this is what I'm going to propose, right? So I'm going to do a short interlude. What do? I work with leaders, and this specifically, I have a specific training, and I really would like to work with you. So I wanted to put that in here. I hope that's okay with you. It's mindset training as to how to get the mindset right with your sales reps. Because as I said before, if you don't have that mindset right, it's very difficult to get through with your training or anything, because they have that wall up. And then it's the sales training part, all these steps with videos and training and practice exercises and everything, so you know exactly what to do and when, and do some practice with all the different steps. So the sales rep have to train on that, so you know when they've done that, they know what they're talking about, they know they're qualified. So and also the structure and the numbers to how to train. If you don't have a good structure, maybe you have a good structure today, but to know exactly what to do and when, and how you can put your day up so it wouldn't take so much time for you. You can do that a bit more efficient. I learned that the hard way. I split up some sales team, and I thought all my day was just going, but everybody got come and ask the same questions. And I wanted to be there for them, but I know in the end of the day, I have answered the same questions for about 15 sales reps. So I thought, right, I need to be a bit more efficient about that. So I did a structure in my day that helped me, and taking the things at the same time, and really got my sales team to be a lot more efficient. And also to how to train the sales rep to know their own numbers, so they can make their own plans how to reach their budget. So and it's a 9-week one-to-one program, and it's called Implement the MTS method. And as I said, mindset, training and structure. And that includes this 7-step plan, sales training. So we're then going to create a training manual together. So when you're done with that, you have a complete training manual to handle your team. And it's going to be with coaching, guides, videos, follow-up, a lot of practices that you can do with your sales reps. So stick around, it's going to be a lot more. We're going to focus on number 5, and I call that argumentation. I don't know if that's such an English word, but it's my word. And this is how they have stick down to the client, and they now know what they need. So now we're going to present our solution to their needs, and we're going to explain why they should buy from us or your company. And that's what I put the FAB model. I think it's very good to train your sales rep in that, because they need to find out. They're normally quite good at the features in your company or business or products, but they are not as good at explaining the advantages and the benefits with that specific product or service. And that's what the clients are going to buy. So do a training on all the products or services, do the feature bit, the advantages with that product or service, and the benefits the clients will get out of using this or buying this. Just drinking some water. Now to number 6, and this is the solution bit. So here is where the sales reps should present their solution, suggestions. Now we've come so far that we know the customer's needs, and we have proposed a solution for the client. Whether we have different solutions, it's good to have different solutions. It's good to come up with 2 solutions. I think 3 is too much, and 1 is not enough, because then it could be yes or no. So it's good now on the solution that you train them to if we could, and describe the benefit. And that's what you have trained them in the argumentation, as the benefits with this specific solution. What benefits would that be? And what would that mean for his business? And trying to get and in that, when you're getting closer and closer to the sales, you want the client, train the sales rep to get the client to say yes. Would that be a good fit for you? As I understood you with that problem, if we could help you with this, would that be a good solution? And yes. And the more you get closer to it, you want the client to say yes, because you want to make sure that you are on the right track, right? And then when you feel like, yeah, I've got so close that now I know I've got 2 solutions, I know who we say yes to. And then you have this alternative clause. So you have 1 solution, maybe the one, the more expensive one, and you have another one who's a bit cheaper. So or give them 2 different solutions, because the human mind normally choose one or the other, right? I know. I spoke to somebody and he said, why don't you have any objections in your sales training? And well, I don't have that in my sales training. I might have that when they are very new. And I think you should train the sales reps. What have our objections been with some of our clients before? Because then they could, I don't want my sales rep to come in a situation when they have to argue or pursue or push or convince that they should buy. I mean, if you do this really right, the clients want to buy from you. And the client really wants to buy something. He doesn't want to be sold to. So if you know what could be there before, of course, they are not going to be as good as this. This is training as well. So you can put that in a different training. This is what they say, so they will know how in the smooth way. But I think if you do everything right, you don't have to sit in a situation where it's and I think it's a bad situation to come with the clients to see who has the right, who's got right. Now, this is a process where you together are finding a good solution. So then you don't have to argue or pursue somebody. It's a process, right? Right, so the last one is close the sale. And that's so important now that the sales rep confident that if he's confident and he's so certain that, yeah, when they have agreed, they have an agreement. They have talked about this, and they came out with a good solution. So now he has to be confident, like he's done it 1,000 times before. And don't hesitate, because if he hesitates here, the client will be insecure. Maybe it wasn't as good as he said. So I think that's also a good way of training, to see, as they should just be like such easy, just take, right, good, great, right, it's so good, right? So my suggestion is now we move on. So we have agreed on this, right? Yeah, good. Right, so to make this process as efficient as possible, we book this now, or we sign the order, or if you're in different situation, then you will say, right, I will go home and I will put this down, but we have agreed on this, yes, so we get agreed on this, yes. I just want to make sure there is no misunderstanding. Brilliant. So, right, thank you for this. I'm so looking forward to working with you, or selling my product, or whatever, right? So, and I think when we're talking about training, or maybe I'm going a bit forward here now, is people who want to be their best, they always train. In sales, is to be out there, something about them. They have to be the best, they have to. So I think it's really good to train a lot, to keep that motivation there. And if you want to have that engagement with your sales reps, take somebody who's doing a good job and make them have some sales training bits. If somebody is really good at closing a sales, let him go out there and talk. I mean, then he would feel special. And sometimes it's also good if it's not only you, the sales boss or the business owner or sales leader who's telling them what to do or have the training. So, right. So just a little, I put webinar objects. It should be a free case study. Sorry about that. So just a little bit of a reminder what this is all about. And this is a training program, and the strategy is to, as I said before, increase sales but at least 50% in your teams and make some more money. So maybe you can implement this yourself. I don't know. But what if we worked on this together? And I could guarantee you results. I've done a quick exercise for you. So I would like you to put down on a paper, how much is your average sales per day? And how many salespeople do you have? And then you multiply the average sales by the numbers of salespeople, and you will get a sales result. And if you take that with 47 weeks, you will get a number. If you then do a new one, and you say if each salesperson made one extra sale per week, how much would that be worth? And you will get a totally different number. So, this is what this program is all about, is to double your sales guarantee sales training program. And I really want to work with you. And if you want to work with me and double your sales, I will guarantee you will have the return of investment back, or you will get your money back. But the implementation of the MTS method and the 7-step plan is normally £5,000 plus VAT. But I have an offer now, and it's half the price, only 2,500, but this is for a short period of time. And I will only take in 3 clients per month because I have so much interaction, so much coaching. So this is all I haven't got time for more. So if you want it, email me as now on Katrina at writemeister.dk. Or if you want to book a free 30-minute breakthrough session, so just get on the site and get on this link, and we can take it from there. Right, I'm really looking forward to hear from you, and have a really nice day.